But that was not my experience at CDPH. So I need to stick with my messaging by continuing to say vaccines. But yeah, back to my main point, the fact that San Joaquin County Board of Supervisors never informed you guys what I informed them in July of 2024 in writing, in August of 2024 in-person appearance, and in December of 2024 second written notification. Same thing with Butte County. Same thing with Sacramento County. The only county that did something, thank God for then Chair Kevin Cry, he arranged a meeting for Julie and I to meet with his county health officer and his county health officer staff. And they did put the matter on the agenda in May of 2025. Julie and I wish that we were given a heads up because we would have liked to have gone there and participated in the public comment. But at least they did that. But other than that, the other 57 other county board supervisors, crickets. Nothing has happened. Now, as to what Julie and I are doing, yes, we like to influence the board of supervisors to do the right thing, and as I just mentioned, they haven't done the right thing. But we are meeting people along the way. We are informing we the people. We are a constitutional republic, and we are informing we the people who happen to be in the board chambers that day, people who are watching remotely or watching the replay, county staff who are watching the proceedings from their desktop computers, where we don't know how many lives we have touched. There have been so many coincidences. Like, for example, in one county, I met the brother whose sister issued me an exemption not to wear a mask and not to take the vaccine. That particular man was going to that particular supervisor's for who knows how long. He hadn't been going for who knows how long, and he just felt led of God to go the particular day that I just happened to be there. These kind of coincidences Julie and I have encountered along the way. So we're just doing what we're doing, what God has called us to do. And we don't know. God's not going to judge us whether we succeed or not. He judges on whether we do the right thing. And as I noted when I came before you guys, I remember before I sent one of the emails, I walked outside, I'm talking about to my bosses, and I looked at this guy and I said, Lord, what are they going to do to me when I send them this email? Because I was already on thin ice with management, and God said, I felt that in my spirit, what am I going to do to you if you don't? So Julie and I are obeying God. It's tiring. It's expensive. It's costing us money. Julie has spent hundreds of dollars duplicating cost documents sending to their board of supervisors, not only in Butte County, but every place that she's been. I think she's up to 34 counties, and I'm up to 53. So I've got 5 counties left: Imperial, San Diego, San Bernardino, Orange, and Los Angeles. So I want to make this one quick announcement that in order to provide documentation, each board of supervisor from me, not including Julie, but from me, will be giving 3 written notifications, 1 in-person appearance per board of supervisor, holding these people accountable. They can't feign, great word, F-E-I-G-N. They can't feign, we weren't told. Yes, we were told numerous times. So I'm going to be announcing tonight. You're the first audience. It's probably good that I'm announcing it to you guys because actually, as I think about it, you were the first to invite me to speak after I came out as a whistleblower. So it's apropos that I share this information with you. There's a woman named Jennifer Sharp who produced a documentary called Anecdotals. If you want to write this down, Anecdotals, the movie. Okay, so basically I included in my 5-page PDF, source number 16, where the Board of Supervisors can watch that documentary. Well, I have asked, and she has accepted, Jennifer Sharp, to do a documentary about what Julie and I are doing. So that particular crowdfunding will be posted on Free Now Foundation's website soon. I'll send you the information, Jim, and you can forward it to your membership when that link becomes available. The purpose of the documentary, again, is to provide some sort of public record that Julie and I were there at a particular date, at a particular location. Jennifer is very, very creative in her filmmaking. I'll just say filmmaking, because sometimes it's hard for me to say documentary for some reason. She's very creative in producing film, so looking forward to seeing what she has will produce. But it can't happen. I need help from the people. We can't depend on our government officials. We clearly can't depend on our public health officials. We can't depend on the mainstream media. We get censored on social media. So it's about we, the people. So thank you for having me speak tonight. I'm going to open up for questions, or how much time do I have?
Yeah, I'm going to take a couple questions.
Okay. Yes, Phyllis.
I just wanted to say that your intercessor group, the Harvest Bibles or intercessors, have been turning into the documentary for you. But I was thinking of this the other day after we have, Ron and I have a mutual friend, and she's the one that contacted us to pray for him, even long before she would give out his name, because he was still working at the state and deciding what he was going to do.
Can you come closer so we can hear you better? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, come up front. While Phyllis is coming up front.
talk in the mic.
Yeah. While Phyllis is coming up front, basically.
Phyllis was the one that introduced us to Ron 2 years ago.
Yes, and she prayed for me before she even knew me. Come on.
Yes, actually,
Use the
okay.
mic.
I don't know, it's too tall for me.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
Thank you. These two, Janine, Jim's wife, Jim's been on the prayer team with us. All the people at the Harvest Bible Church prayer team, just so we don't leave anybody out, we intercede for the other candidates as well that we endorse here at CRA. But my friend got acquainted with Ron and what he was doing, and she had us start praying for him before she could even say who he was because of the situation. But just up into this place where he is now, he mentioned when he first started speaking about this Becerra thing and what he knew. So when he came out and said that he was running for governor, it alerted me to go, oh my God, what's going to happen with Ron and when this comes out. So what I thought about it was I know that Carl DeMaio and Reform California has a lot to do that, and I wanted to know, my question was, have you had any contact with him?
I have not. And what you said reminds me that what's unique how Julie Threet and I were put together is she also has a Becerra story. Julie, can you briefly describe your interaction, what you learned in Butte County regarding Javier Becerra?
I'll just do it real quick. I mean, yeah, Javier Becerra, so he, came to Chico, where I am right now, Butte County, March the 14th, 2022, for a private meeting at our hospital where I work. I work at Enloe Medical Center. And I got word that all of a sudden Becerra is in Chico. Why is Becerra in Chico in March of 2022? Well, turns out that he was here because he was concerned about parents' vaccine hesitancy, and we didn't have enough little kids vaccinated with the COVID vaccine. So he flew into Chico on that Monday morning and met with our public health officials, a couple of supervisors, and pediatricians to concoct a plan to go hunt little kids in Chico. And I did a FOIA request. I got all the evidence, all the documents. It's actually coming out this week with a big interview with Cornelia Morose. But anyway, so Javier Becerra paid Butte County $225,000 to go vaccinate as many little kids between 5 and 11 in Chico for 4 months. And that was the exact same time that he's on this White House YouTube channel telling people that the vaccines are killing. I'm like, excuse me, sir. I mean, and so I videotaped all of these little pop-up clinics. He was at the county fair. He was, at Sierra Nevada Brewery. So, yeah, he's kind of been a thorn in my side, too. So I appreciate Ron's honesty, and we need to stand up to these these bullies, these heathens, these criminals, and they're trying to destroy our families. They're trying to destroy our children. They're going after our military. So, again, I appreciate you having Ron there to give that update. And, this will all be coming out in a documentary soon. So I'm looking forward to that day. He cannot be our governor.
No,
Thank you.
No. That's all I had to share.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Julie, for providing that. Thank you for providing that period. Sometimes you just don't have any. I'm a writer and I have words and stuff, but sometimes you just know words, Sir, yes, you have a question.
When you started this journey, was there like a defining situation that you said, oh, this is really bad? I mean, did it just kind of build up, through testimonies, or was there some kind of data research that you found that just changed everything? Because there's so much data out there that I watch on with Dr. John Campbell, who does research all over the world with communities that actually supply data and research, and with the spike proteins and everything. And it's just overwhelming with the evidence that this is poison. And I'm just wondering, was there a defining moment that you're like, I gotta do this?
I think probably right before I learned what Becerra said in April of 2022, I would be listening to some of the doctors who were censored and deplatformed and licenses were removed. And one of them was Dr. Sherry Tenpenny. I don't remember what she said, when she said it. It was prior to me learning what Becerra said in April 2022. So it probably could have been in the fall of 2021 that I was convinced then that no, we should not be taking this, quote, vaccine. Okay, so fast forward to what I learned when I learned. I'm thinking, my God, this guy says we know these vaccines are killing people? How come he didn't pick up the phone and call then CDPH director, Dr. Tomas Aragon? Why didn't he call a press conference? Why didn't he send some sort of notification? And so I've been repeatedly told when I was working at CDPH that he misspoke. And I remember when I was speaking before the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors, they probably went back to my former employer and they found where Becerra did say back in March of 2022 that we know that COVID, not the vaccines, but COVID was killing people of color. And again, I come back and say, last time I checked, it was like 3 or 4 days ago, that particular soundbite, and Julie has posted it on her social media platforms frequently. It's still there. But answering your question, I think it was probably Dr. Sherry Tenpenny in fall of 2021. Yes, so you had a question? Or you had a question?
Yeah, I was one of the guys that attended the Board of Supervisors meeting with you in Stockton, 2024.
Wow.
And then I went up to Sacramento. I think I went up there in July.
You do look familiar, yes, yes.
It was Alex on the Ferris.
Yes,
He's like, But, just today, I don't know if you got news of it, and it's just, it's on it. You come this week, and just today, Trump's Department of Justice takes action against the COVID criminals. Fauci's top advisor is indicted for destroying evidence of gain-of-function research.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a criminal indictment, so things are coming down the pipe. Right. And I remember I was one of those many, the few that were protesting. And I even have a lawsuit against Newsom, Public Affairs versus Newsom. I and other educators that work in the local school districts around San Joaquin County, we banded together, we got money, and we sued the government against the vaccine mandate. Because we were going into the schools, the Board of Education in Rhode Island, and I was telling them, I'm not going to take the vaccine. And me and other local educators or janitors, whatnot, we're going to have to shut down the schools because you won't have enough workers. Because I am not going to work if I have to be forced to vaccinate. And we resisted. And that lawsuit was dismissed a year later, within at the end of 2023, it was dismissed. Right after that, guess what Newsom did? He dropped the mandate for mandatory vaccination in schools. And it was not only my lawsuit. I mean, there was other people that stood up across every county. You stood up, firefighters sued the state of California, police officers sued, everyone started suing. Nurses, doctors, airline pilots. There's one airline pilot that can tell you stories. He lives in Lodi, flies for American Airlines, and he's told me and others personal stories. Some of these pilots are flying their airlines today have heart issues.
Wow.
That should be very concerning.
It is.
And they're covering up. A lot of these airlines have a lot of pilots that are vaccine injured and they're still flying against regulation.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been lots of cases of these airline pilots dying in air flight, flying people around the world. I mean, so yeah, I'm glad they're still flying.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
We used to speak to this a little bit, Rob, but it's bothered me a lot that they have changed the definitions of words.
Yes.
Because when I was a kid, many years ago, the vaccine was something that prevented you from getting the disease. But they called it a vaccine and said, well, it'll lessen the severity of.
Yeah.
Can you speak to that a little bit, Rob?
I think you nailed it. I mean, I agree with you. If this was authentic, if this was effective, why change the words? Why change the definition?
We didn't even have an extended testing period. That's I bought the last package of cardstock at Staples to make cards and told people how to fill them out. Mine worked really well.
Well, thank you. Mr. McBride has a question.
So, as a dad of 5 kids, and I've had mumps, measles, rubella, chickenpox, and name it, I've questioned vaccines from the time my daughter was born, which is 30 years old next month. And then both my parents were in a nursing home. They had to leave if they didn't get vaccinated. And telling my dad, don't be vaccinated, don't be vaccinated. And my mom had the vaccine on Saturday, they both did on a Saturday morning. I got a call that night from my sisters that she probably wasn't going to make it through the weekend. She did make it to the next Friday. My question, because what you're telling is something that I think a lot of people in the room here may have discerned right from the beginning. How do you get your message nationwide? Because I'm originally from Connecticut, that's where my parents were in Connecticut. How do we get this message nationwide? Because you're doing a great job in California.
Mm-hmm.
But how can it be spread nationwide? What can we do to help accelerate that evolution?
Well, one thing you can do to amplify the message is when I get the information how to fund this documentary, That's one way. But if you have any people that are people in local areas, I mean, I've got the capability of doing Zoom calls. If I can't travel there quite naturally, we can rely on the technology of social media, of smartphones and desktop computers. So I want to say this. Thank God for you guys. I've spoken before Sacramento County, the CRA. I'd like to speak to the Democrats. I was on a space several weeks ago where Gloria Romero, who changed from Democrat to Republican, said, look, Gloria, I'd like to speak to the Democrats regarding this issue. This is not a partisan issue. This is not a political issue. This is a people issue. And so any connections that you have, I'm willing to speak. I'm sure Julie is willing to speak as well.
Hey, Ron, tell them that you spoke to the FDA and the CDC.
Yes, I forgot that. I did speak to, oh gosh, the FDA. What is that called? The name is, yeah. There's a biologic committee, and then there's the ACIP, Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices. And last May and June, or July, I was fortunate to have been offered the opportunity to provide a 4 or 5 minute public comment during a public comment. Hundreds, probably thousands of people sent comments in, and they chose me for the FDA public comment and the CDC public comment. So yes, I was able to do that. Julie, you have any closing remarks before I wrap it up?
No, again, thank you all for, again, I am laid up here in Butte County. I literally have just had shoulder surgery. This spike protein from this bioweapon, it rattles around your body. So thank you all for caring about your loved ones and being concerned enough to stand in front of a needle and a doctor that are standing there trying to shoot your loved ones. My mom died after 4 shots. She took that 4th booster the end of April of 2022. So yeah, I hold, this Becerra criminal really to account for my mother's murder. She was from Santa Clara County, quite the icon in Silicon Valley, but took 4 shots and died on vacation. A healthy woman. So in 2022. So we're here to make sure that we stop this. If anybody there knows their county sheriff, so Ron and I have been also on this mission to meet with county sheriffs. We met with one, my grandchildren live in Glenn County, and we met with the Glenn County Sheriff twice. And he's gone to funeral homes and he's gone to the various pharmacies to really get an assessment of what's going on in his county with this bioweapon and to make sure that, nobody's getting coerced or harassed. And we're trying to, again, wake up the funeral homes and the embalmers so that if they do find those amyloids, those white fibrous clots that are in people's bodies, that they call their sheriff. The sheriff, and Ron and I have given materials to sheriffs, including Chad Bianco, who we've had a private meeting with. Yeah. So if you know your county sheriff, let us know and we'll have a meeting with them so we can get evidence pulled from, these deceased. If you haven't noticed, there's some treatment options going on in Japan right now. Nurse Lindsay House is getting her blood filtered over in Japan. There's 18 so far test people who are getting vaccinated. Their blood literally filtered completely, and they're finding these white, ugly plasmid, amyloid, whatever. And so why are we having to fly to Japan? Aren't we the United States of America? We need treatment, we need testing, and so we're doing the hardcore push on our local officials that are running for election. I got a big election up here. I don't have a congressman right now. Doug LaMorfa died. So I'm trying to get James Gallagher to know the dangers and the harms. And so, yeah, keep pressing, guys. We need to get the right people. I need anti-vaxxers in office come November. So I'll just leave it there.
Yes, sir. You got a question?
One last question. These people that are pushing vaccines on the population, have they themselves taken vaccine shots?
We'd like to take the question from the gentleman is the people who are pushing the vaccines, have they been taking the vaccines themselves?
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's a great question. So, I think some have, some haven't. I know here in Butte County, the 4 conservative men that I face off with all have. They've admitted to it. So I tried to tell them, well, let's look up howbadismybatch.com. Let's see what poison you've got in your body, right? Because this whole libertarian, freedom of choice. We don't need a freedom of choice. We've got 6-month-old babies in Santa Clara County being injected with a bioweapon at their public health department. So, it's, it's just absolutely infuriating, and I don't know what else to say.
Because what we're seeing is I get responses from board of supervisors, particularly those on the right, Republicans, say, well, we're not mandating it. That's not the issue. Whether you're mandating or not is not the issue. It needs to stop. You need to stop promoting, administering, and distributing the vaccine. Yes, do you have a question?
Well, I'm an educator for early childhood education, and you can't go to public school without having vaccinations now. There's no exemptions, there's no anything. So all of the kids have to be vaccinated and show proof, or you get, what is it? Huh? You're not allowed in for all of those, not COVID, not the COVID-19, but all of that.
I know. You're right.
Now there's no exception.
Right.
I mean, you get excluded. I mean, you can't register for school. I mean, you can homeschool, but you can't be in a public school.
It's all about the religious service.
Not anymore.
Not going to a public school is not a bad thing.
I know, I'm just saying that, like,
if you don't want your children indoctrinated,
I'm just
we're
and we'll get you a medical card.
you need to present a filled out card.
I'm just giving you information.
We're losing control here. We'll let John go, and then we're gonna finish up. All right. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. John, what's your final question?
So the gal on the phone mentioned that she's recovering from surgery. So a lot of people, particularly now that we're older, frequently go in for surgery. And in your paperwork, you agree to get biogenetic treatment. That is vaccines, including COVID vaccines. So you need to cross that out and make it clear that you do not want any biogenetic treatments. Because they automatically do it when you sign that paperwork.
Wow.
One last thing before I go. How many people are on X, formerly Twitter? Okay, please follow me, Muzzle Truth 1, and follow Julie at.
So I'm Julie, the number 4, Butte, B-U-T-T-E, the number 5, because I ran for supervisor in District 5. So Julie 4, Butte 5. And and follow FreeNowFoundation.org, which Ron is talking about. They're fighting for the kids. I've got 7 grandkids here in Gwinn County. They can't all be homeschooled. So, but Free Now Foundation is working really hard with a bunch of lawsuits to get the kids the rights to, and the parents their rights back, to do religious exemptions, do medical exemptions, or stop exemptions altogether. There shouldn't be any required vaccines for school. But that's Free Now Foundation.
Thank you.
Repeat that again, Julie. Julie for Butte 5. Is that correct?
Yeah, Julie, the number 4, Butte, the number 5. Yeah, so you guys are all right now on Twitter X. You're with the hundreds of people from around the globe. So you talk about taking this outside of California. You're doing it right now, and you're really showing how amazing your county is, and wanting to stand up and actually ask questions and have this hard conversation. So you're being a model for the rest of the state, to be honest, and the country.
Well, thank you for.
Put it on the webpage.
Okay, good. Thank you for having me and for allowing Julie and I to share this evening. And Muzzle Truth book is back there for $15. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, encourage everybody to get the book. It's a good book. All right. Thank you so much, Ron. And a couple of other things that was mentioned, Peter McCullough has a formula to reverse the vaccine from you. If anybody wants to check, if anybody has been vaccinated, probably not too many of us have, but if you know of anybody that's been vaccinated, Peter McCullough has a recipe that will help reverse that. Of course, nicotine.
Actually, it certainly is. Nicotine.
Nicotine.
Nicotine patch. Yeah. Got a friend of mine got vaccinated.
All right.
Take control, Jerry.
I got control here. I got the mic. All right. We're going to move into the candidates, elected officials, and guests that want to speak to us this evening. Since we are running a little bit late, we're going to just give you a little bit of time. If anybody wants to, we do have a couple of things that are coming up. I put them on your agenda. We got John McBride is a meet and greet at 6 p.m. on May 8th, and Jim Shoemaker on May 5th, meet and greet, 6:30. There's a couple of flyers back there. You can take the QR code if you want to go, because that's when you'll get the address of where they're having these, because we don't want any shooters showing up, right, John? But anyway, we don't. So we got those meet and greets. Okay. Well, if you want to say quick, why don't you everybody just take a minute or two and kind of give us an update on your campaign. And
is that what we're doing?
Sure.
Okay.
And where you want
I'm glad you're in charge. Hey, yeah, we got two. We got one up in Ione and we got one in Lodi. Hey, these came out. So you'll notice that John is in here and myself is in here. And we need everybody to communicate with everybody you can, because we need to make sure everybody turns out and votes. They're looking at a very low turnout right now for the state, but also in this county. So we have to get everybody to turn out. Ballots will probably hit Thursday, Friday. Well, if our county is consistent, they go a week before they're supposed to. So the last two election cycles. There you go. So, but these are out. Look at them. But like I said, make sure you get everybody you can to turn out. Talk to your neighbors, your friends, everybody. Yard signs are over there. Everybody should have one in front of their house, and they should have at least 10 for each of their neighbors. So I'm just telling you, we need everything out. Now I'm going to let you know, as of today, I found 5 more of my signs completely taken. So even though I've been mentioned that wind, damages signs, I have been doing this for a long time. And I'm going to say this. The one sign I did a video on, both T-stakes. Now, I understand the wind can pull T-stakes out of the ground. Okay, I got that. All right. So, but cutting the zip ties, that's a little bit different. So, I mean, these are the things that we've seen. But as of today, 2 signs we just put up only last week are gone, completely just taken. Go ahead, John.
One of your signs has been up a long time. Because I take Armstrong Road every day at 99.
Yeah.
It's the one at Armstrong and Frontage and the West Frontage Road. It was gone this morning.
Really?
They went to tell you I was gone this morning. First day it's been gone.
Okay. Well, okay, 6.
Steaks and all. Steaks and all.
Oh, I got the steaks too. Okay, well, that's the thing. This is what's going on. I haven't been to the South County. I'll be down there tomorrow, but, so we got a lot of stuff going on. Our campaign's doing pretty good. We've been walking every town almost in this county, or in the district. So at the same time, John, you getting a phone call? All right, everybody. Thanks, everybody.
John, you want to say a couple words here? Oops, too late. I guess I got to give you a little more time than 3 seconds.
So as Jim mentioned, this is a critical time, and it's really name recognition. That's really what it's about at this point. Not everybody does research. It's getting everybody out to vote. If you have prime locations for big signs, let us know. If you need yard signs, I have far more than what's here, but I brought in yard signs. The more our name gets out, the better. And just a reminder, I am the only candidate, both parties, who has actually served in San Joaquin County. Okay, one of them is from Sacramento, one of them is from San Diego. Okay, I am the only one who has actually served in this county. So keep that in mind and do all you can to help us get the word out. Ron mentioned social media. Get on our pages, share, like. That's free advertising. I had somebody reach out to me, why am I advertising in Wisconsin? I don't have any paid social media, And that's just from people sharing, and somehow he picked up my social media in Wisconsin. And it's not targeted, but we can do that. And yeah, Democrats. I got to tell this joke I said today. So we were putting up the yard signs and the big signs in Manteca today, my son and I. And we drove by the cemetery at the corner of Union Road. And I said, we should put a sign there and recruit the Democrat voters.
All right.
There you go.
Mike, you got anything? Well, we do have Mike Karuba here. He's running for city council. So, in Lodi City Council. Any other candidates? You want to talk about Chad at all?
Just, we're getting information that they really cut him off on the debate tonight. Wouldn't let him talk.
Oh.
They're pushing that other old bald guy. And Sarah.
Becerra, hey, we got to get all that stuff out on Becerra, Ron. We got to get that out. We don't want him as our governor. But they did bring in some signs back here for Bianco. Are they for the taking, or so? If anybody wants one of those, they can have those. Okay. Anybody I miss? All right. Let's see. Okay, we'll move on to old business. We got the CRI JBS essay contest. And do you have any? 19 entries. 7 or more breaks. No. Just 2. How many for your class, Abigail? 10. Way to go. That's not happening. Well, that's great. Do you know when the winners are going to be picked?
After the next chapter meeting, because Tony
No, he didn't show up. Was Tony here? Tony! There's Tony. Hi, Tony. Hi, Valia. Okay. Well, if you do have it, maybe we can invite him again. And we invited him to one of our meetings last time. So keep that open. Okay. Oops, I'm done. Oh, okay. So they had the big town hall, Save Our California town hall over the weekend. It actually was pretty good. There's there was a Democrat governor candidate there, Ron. Maybe you could get him to get you into some of those Democrats. Scott Shields. He might be able to do that. I bet he'd be right on your side. He's actually a pretty good guy. Anyway, that was a good event. A couple of people that I liked was Louis Worms, which hardly anybody has ever heard of him, and Daniel Mercury. He actually wrote a book that I'm about ready to read. So then we had Jennifer Hawks was there. She's running for treasurer. That's one of the people that we endorsed. She's good. Then they had treasurer. Then we had Clint Curtis from Shasta County, and Dr. Franks gave us their 2 cents on the election integrity. That was a good program. They mentioned it cost $18,000. I think it was $18,000. Clint said to put $1,800 to put this whole program in place, and I think he said like $300 per tabulator. For if there's a county that's got a few more tabulators than Shasta, you can calculate it based on 300. So this is really an inexpensive method to do, and I think. What's that? That's your job. Well, you know what we need to do in order. Ron had a good point. Is when you go to the supervisors, and a lot of people like Melanie, and they go there almost every week. What we need, and this is something I think was brought up in one of your events, Arnie, on the New California. One of the events I joined there, they said, get a group to go to the board of supervisors. If you get 100 people to go, and even though there's maybe only one speaker, but you have 100 people behind them, that sends a message. And I think we should really try to coordinate that with our group and all these other groups out there. Get one day where we'd have 100 people.
Voter guides. Remember, you put voter guides out.
We are.
Say $1,000, you're going to put up 1,500.
Yes, something like that. Your time's up, Jim. Okay, other things we got coming up. Tomorrow night, 6:15, it starts Rebuilding Liberty at First Baptist Church. And it's a program that's a 5-week program, once a week. It's a Rick Green program. And why it's kind of important, or especially important to go tomorrow. Oh, Janine.
4 weeks.
It's a 4-week?
4 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah, tomorrow's the last night.
Tomorrow's last night.
Yeah.
But they've got Christine Fugazi, the mayor of Stockton, is coming there tomorrow. And we're just encouraging, if you can show up to that and give her support, because what I understand, and this is from Maryland, a lot of the Prayer Stockton group, they support her in prayer. And they go to her meetings, and there's a lot of evil that goes on in these meetings, and they're there to pray and try to keep the evil at bay as best they can. So if anybody can come out to that meeting tomorrow night, I think it would be good. I think we're going to try to go. And it's also good to support that group because Brad Stahl came here and he spoke to us and he did a great job. And we all got to connect. Mara Murillo is coming May 3rd through the 6th in Stockton. And then on May 2nd, there's a training for anybody that wants to be involved in that as far as volunteers. That's at 3 o'clock on May 2nd if you want to help with that. And that's Living Proof Stockton. I think everybody here understands that if we're going to actually ever turn our state around, our country around, we need a spiritual revival first. There is just so much lack of care and love and for people. I mean, it's nothing. I heard there was I think it was on Point of View today that they do the youth round table every once in a while. And they were asking about, well, was it okay for the shooting to take place? And the answers these young people are giving, it's like, well, if our government officials would do something then and quell this down, then we're uprising against the evil, and sometimes that takes force and murder. They didn't say murder, but it's kind of what they were saying. It was okay. It's like, we've got a problem in America, and it's a moral, spiritual problem. And so that's why, the Mara Murillo thing, Living Proof Stockton, that's spiritual, and that's going to help hopefully get a lot of people saved through that crusade. That's going to be held at the Lifesong campus right here in Stockton. Lodi Street Fair on May 3rd. Again, you can put a check mark by your name. I think I already put a check mark by some of you guys that have already signed up for that. But I think Roger, Phyllis, and Cecilia have already signed up, or that you're interested in doing that. May 7th, we got the National Day of Prayer. I believe there's a pretty big event going on in Stockton on that. I'm not sure if Lodi's got anything. Mike, do you know of anything going on in Lodi for that? Mike, do you know of anything going on in Lodi for National Day of Prayer on May 7th? Okay. If anybody does, get it to us. We'll get it out. May 17th, of course, National Rededication of America to God. Come on. That is so awesome. Just the what's going on in our nation right now. And we've got to get behind it. We've got to pray into it. We've got to do our part on that, too. And I don't know if you all heard President Trump read through the Bible when they were doing that week read through the Bible. He read 2 Chronicles 4:17. My people, that was just so appropriate. Reading the scripture from the White House. This is great. Okay, that's it. And that will update on the pastor's luncheon. I reached out to Brad Stahl again. He's interested in helping on that. And also, our pastor, Mark Butler, is going to help. We're going to try to start it here, and if it gets too large, then we're going to move it to the First Baptist Church. We're looking sometime this summer, probably July, August. If anybody wants to help with that, volunteers are very welcome. That's the pastor's luncheon, where we're going to have Brad Dacus come. He's going to speak to these pastors and whoever they want to invite. What's that? We're going to unite the pastors, and we're going to educate the pastors on what they can and can't do. They shouldn't be afraid, and they should be able to mobilize their congregants to register. Not yet. We've been talking. We got to get all these pastors and Brad, but we're looking probably July or August. We want to do it before November, but it's too late to do it now. Yes. Yeah.
I forgot to mention this earlier, but some of you actually already have this book. If you're planning on attending on Monday, May 4th, just simply bring your copy to share. The rest of you, I actually have 8 copies that I'll be willing to sell to the first 8 people that can come up with $15 a piece. So if you're interested in buying the book, that's available. All right.
Where are you having it?
It's in Stockton.
Stockton Library or something?
Do you have the?
I have it. I think from last
Because
year. I don't have it.
Yeah, it's on all on there. I'll go ahead and post it on the Facebook page too.
All right.
I have to bring the flyers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now, the last thing here, and we'll let you guys go, is as these candidates have come up, we need to really get behind them, support them. It costs a lot of money. It takes a lot of time, and we need to support them everywhere we can. Financially, go to their events, have events for them, whatever you can do. What we're going to do as a group, obviously we don't have a lot of money, but what we'd like to do, is take a vote here tonight to give our executive committee, which is made up of our officers and some people, permission to take $2,000 of our $30-some hundred that we have and figure out how we can best use that to support our candidates. It's probably going to be some type of a text messaging support for them, because that's where you get your biggest bang for the buck. But we want to help them as much as we can. So I just want to ask a vote. Oh, Tony.
I'll make a motion to that effect to be authorized, group authorized.
Good, thank you. And we have a second to that?
Second.
All right, got a first by Tony, second by Greg.
I'd like to make the motion that we make a donation to Ron as well.
Let's do that second. Let's do that. Let's do this one first. Is there? Okay, all in favor of this motion to allow the executive to spend up to $2,000 to help our endorsed candidates, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We have one opposition. Was that Mr. Shoemaker? All right. Yes. And then on your deal, Bill, I think what we'll do, anybody that wants to contribute to Ron, which I think we should, but also when especially getting this documentary out, I think we all need to support him in that effort. So let's be looking forward to that. We'll get the information out to you for that. But this evening, if you want to give, Janine, you want to pass the box? Actually, yeah, if you want to give, just put it in the box. Everything we get tonight will go to Ron.